Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello dear students, welcome to another lecture. In this lecture, we are going to begin with our the next topic that we have, which is conditional clauses. We've done noun clauses, we've done adjective clauses, we've done adverb clauses, and now we are going to learn about the conditional clauses. The first conditional clause that we shall learn about is the zero conditionals. Now, in these topics, what we are going to do is there is a structure of every conditional sentence, and it is important for us to learn the structure of those sentences. So, zero conditional is the first type of sentence. Let us look at what are zero conditionals and what is the structure of a zero conditional sentence. Now, a conditional sentence which expresses a specific or a generally accepted fact. Those facts which are scientific in nature, those facts which are generally accepted in nature are known as zero conditionals. In these types of conditional sentences, the content of the main clause automatically follows from the condition in the if clause. So the if word is going to be used and the condition that will be applied is going to be 100% sure. There's going to be conformity to the after effects of it. For example, look at the first sentence. If an apple falls from a height, then it will fall to the ground. What is my condition? If the apple falls from a height, what is going to be the outcome? It will fall to the ground. This outcome is 100% sure. There is no doubts pertaining to the fulfillment of this condition. If the apple will fall, if the apple will drop from a height, it is going to fall to the ground. So this is how we frame a zero conditional. It is going to begin, let us look at the structure, we have it. See, if plus the clause which is present, if the apple drops from the sky or from the height, and then was in the simple present or the simple future, it will fall on the ground. So this is the basic structure of the conditional sentence. If clause in a zero conditional sentence, as I told you, is written in present, while the main clause which shows the outcome or the result of it can either be written present or the simple future. Let us look at another example. If it rains right now, what is my if clause? It rains right now. It rains, simple present. If it rains right now, it will ruin the crops. This is the future. It will ruin the crops. So this is how a zero conditional is written. If I give you another example, if he works hard, he will get the highest score. What is my if clause in this sentence? If he works hard, which is written in the simple present. And my main clause, he will get the highest score, is in the future tense. So this is the first type, which is the zero conditionals. Now comes the conditionals of type 1. Now what is the conditionals of type 1? These are conditionals which indicate a result should hold a reasonable probability. The result can hold with a probability, assuming the condition if the if holds. If the if clause is valid, only then the main clause will come true. Okay, so since there is a probability, it is not sure, it is just probable that it will happen, Therefore, these are also known as conditionals. When we talked about the zero conditionals, we talked about those sentences which are general, or they talk about the universal or scientific facts which cannot be denied. When we talk about the conditionals of type 1, we talk about those sentences in which the main clause, the occurrence or the result of the main clause depends on the probability of my if clause. Let us first look at the structure of the conditionals of type 1. If plus the present simple tense, again the if in the simple present, plus will, and the infinitive sentence is used. Infinitive sentence, but it is not begin with a to. Let us look at the example. If our team wins tomorrow, we will go to the cinema. So we will go to the cinema only if the team wins tomorrow. It is not sure that the team is going to win, right? This is just a probability. If it rains today or tonight, we will go to the park. So you see, the possibility for the main clause to take place depends on my if clause. So these types of conditionals are known as unlikely conditionals, and this is how they are going to be framed. The structure of the second clause is also given to you. It will always have a subject plus an auxiliary or a modal verb plus the verb and the rest of the clause. So this is how your second clause is going to be framed. Let us look at the conditionals of type 2. These are conditionals which indicate a result which could hold limited probability. Why is the probability limited? Because it is expected the condition clause will not hold true. So the if clause, the condition or the possibility for the if clause to come true is very less. And therefore, the occurrence of the main clause again is very limited. Such conditions are known as unlikely conditionals. So the type 1 conditionals were the likely conditionals, and the type 2 conditionals are unlikely conditionals. Now, what is the basic structure? If plus past simple. So far, the zero conditionals and the conditionals of type 1 talked about the simple present. And now the conditionals of type 2 deal with the simple past plus would and the infinitive sentence. For example, if he had a lot of money, if I had a lot of money, I would buy a big house. If I had. So that means I do not have it. That is why it is written in the past that if I had so much money, I would buy a big house. If he had run fast, he would have won the race. Okay, so the possibility here for the completion of the main clause is highly negligible, and that is why they are unlikely in nature. And what is the structure of the second clause? Again, subject plus would plus the main, which is by, and the rest of the clause. The next type of conditionals that we have are conditionals of type 3. So we have zero conditionals, conditionals of type 1, type 2, and now the last one is the conditionals of type 3. What are conditionals of type 3? Those conditionals which indicate a result which never did happen. It never happened. Such are the results of these conditionals. It is also clear that the condition in the if clause was also not fulfilled. In fact, it is believed that this is the reason why the the main clause did not come true. So the condition of the if clause did not fulfill, and that is why the conclusion did not come true, and therefore there is no possibility for the conclusion to hold true. And since there is no possibility, such clauses as impossible conditionals. What is the basic structure of such conditionals? If plus the past perfect plus would, have, and the past participles. For example, if I go to bed early, I would have caught the bus. This did not fulfill because you did not go to the bed early and so you could not get the bus. If I would have prepared better, or if I would prepare better, or if I had prepared better, let's write this. If I had prepared better, I would have scored well. So such is the structure of an impossible conditional. So zero conditionals in which it is certain that the conclusion will hold true, because we talk about the scientific or the universal facts. Conditional of type 1 in which the likeliness of the conclusion coming true is very strong. Set conditionals of type 2 where the likeliness comes, it is a little less than that of type 1. That is why they are known as unlikely conditionals. And type 3 where it is no possibility whatsoever for your conclusion to hold true, and therefore they are known as impossible conditionals. Now let us look at the exercises. It is done for you. Type 1 conditionals, you have to complete the sentences with. If you send this letter now, they will get in time. If Ramesh takes this test, he will surely be admitted. If the maid finds your purse, she will return it. She will visit me if she has time in the evening. She will arrive in time if she gets a cheap flight, and so on and so forth. Let us look at the other question. Now you have to complete the sentences using type 2 conditionals. There the likelihood is a little less than type 1. If we had a yacht, we would sail in the sea. Just look at the structure. Subject plus modal plus the main verb and the rest of the clause. If she had more time, she would go for coaching. If they told their mother, she would keep them to solve their problems or help them to solve their problems. She would spend a year in UK if she had money. So it is the structure of the sentences that matter. So you have to learn their structures. Now the third question, which talks about the type 3 conditionals, which are impossible. So if you had studied for the test, what was the structure of the second clause? Main verb plus would plus have, the verb and the rest of the clause. So if you had studied for the test, you would have passed. If Geeta had asked me, I would have helped her. If they had gone to the park, they would have met my friends. If you had spoken English, you would have felt comfortable. If we had listened to Arshad, we would not have punished him. And this ways, you are going to complete the rest of the sentences. So you see, my dear students, Just the structure is to be learned by you, and it is going to be extremely easy to complete the sentences thereon. The next sentence is you have to make zero conditionals. First one is done. You too much junk food, you sick. So if you eat too much junk food, you will be sick. This is a general scientific truth. You cannot deny that. Temperature below 0 degree, water freeze. So if the temperature goes below 0 degree, water will freeze. Next sentence. Ram go out in rain, get wet. So if Ram goes out in rain, comma, he will get wet. Yes? Next sentence. Mix salt into water, it dissolves. If we mix salt into water, it will dissolve. Yes? Mina watch too much TV, get headache. If Mina watches too much TV, she will get headache. So this way you can complete the rest of the sentences with ease. So with this, my dear students, we come to the end of our conditionals. I hope the chapter was clear to you, and all the four types, zero conditionals, type 1, type 2 and type 3 conditionals are clear to you. I'm going to pause here and we'll see you all now in my next lecture. Thank you.